Greetings, I'm back with my Heron Half Marathon race plan for you. So another 10 miles completed today in the Pegasus 36. I struggled somewhat with today's run, everybody. I really did find it quite difficult. My left knee flared up around about 7 miles and I had to take some breaks throughout that last 3 miles to get home. The pace didn't suffer too much, although I'd say the pain that I did have in my knee wasn't really a pain. It was more kind of a dull ache, and it did disappear after a little while, but it did slow me up those last 3 miles. So the morning after the run, the knee's absolutely fine now, no issues there, so that's a good thing. I did feel extremely hot on the run. It wasn't an extremely hot temperature out there, it was only about 17 centigrade, but I really did struggle in the heat. But I think the humidity may have been quite high, and the lack of breeze did make the conditions quite tough out there. I did take my Nathan running belt with me, so it has a compartment for some gels and also a single water bottle. So that single water bottle just delayed the inevitable, and I did start to overheat after a while. So still no major issues using the Pegasus 36. They're doing a good job and working out well for me on these lower paced runs. Rest is key for me now though, because I have the Heron Half Marathon rapidly approaching on June the 9th. So in terms of race plan, I'm leaving my options open somewhat. So I'm going to aim for a pace of around 4 minutes 30 per kilometre, so that's 7 minutes 15 per mile. The course is relatively flat and I'm expecting temperatures of around about 13 degrees at the start of the race. So in terms of pacing, that's about 30 seconds off per kilometre of my 5k personal best time, or a good 15 seconds off per kilometre on my personal best over 10k. So thinking back to the Yeovil Half Marathon in March, I managed a time of 1 hour, 35 minutes and 49 seconds. So I'll be really over the moon if I could try and push a little bit under that and maybe to 1 hour 34. I don't think I'm perhaps at the peak of fitness as I was for the Yeovil Half Marathon, but then again this is a flatter course. For nutrition, I have a host of different things available to me. I've got a couple of the Morton 100 gels to use up, so I'm probably going to take those with me in my running belt. And I also have a whole box full of the Science in Sport Go isotonic gels. So which ones am I going to take with me on my run? Well, I'm going to take both of the Morton gels and then possibly one other just as a spare if I need it later in the race. I think that point of around about 11 miles is where I really started to feel it last time. I don't think there's going to be an awful lot of difference there. I'm expecting that a little bit. I am going to try and be a little bit more conservative in my pace over the first 10k though this time. I really went out hard last time at the Yeovil Half Marathon, and that last 5k I really paid for it. It was hurting. So I need to make sure I'm a bit more conservative this time around. So I'm going to aim to use the Morton gels around about 4 miles and then around about 8 miles. So what's my thinking behind that? A lot of runners that have utilised them in half marathons have tended to use them every half an hour. So I think that will fit really well for me. I'm aiming to reach 4 miles at around about half an hour and then just under the hour for 8 miles. I think that should help me to keep my energy levels up. I'm expecting it to be relatively humid. I think the rain should have dried up by then. It's raining today, this being Friday. In fact, I can hear it out there now. It's raining quite a bit now. I think that will be ideal for me in terms of nutrition. Then I'll pick up water as needed at the various different water stations around the course. So I'll throw some images of the route up onto the screen for you to see, guys. The route heads out of the Yeovilton base out towards Lymington. It then takes in Ilchester before doubling back towards Podymore. Then there's a loop of West Camel that leads back up to the base and the running track and the finish line. I believe there's both a t-shirt and a medal for this one, so nice to pick up a little bit more metal work. The GoPro is going to be coming with me, so do expect some before, during and after footage. Hoping to do well on this one, going to give it my best shot. Remember, EDDBUD says, your best is always good enough. Okay, remember to like, share and subscribe. My name's EDDBUD. I'll be seeing you.